so nobody misses it. Chapter 7 was Marketing 101, how to share the oils. And she wanted to, in the homework assignment, tell us to look up the truth about network marketing and share some of those points. And I guess some of the stuff that I took away from it is that network marketing is basically just a small business without a storefront. So we own our own business. We just don't have a store. We don't have all the overhead. We don't have to deal with the shipping. We don't have all that stuff, but we still own our own business. And with network marketing, the goal is to put as much money in the distributor's hands as possible, and it is not a pyramid scheme. So those are some of the things that I took away about the truth about network marketing.
Yeah, I had the same things.
Yeah. So then the next part, John, I need you to go, baby. The next part was she wanted us to watch a YouTube video, which was horrible. Like the video was.
It is, and that's also the same video that was in the silver Bootcamp thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you had to watch it for that as well.
Which one was it?
It was the really bad animation with like the two. I think they were bears. I don't know.
But it was like a robot's voice. It had information. It was just really poorly done.
And it was about network marketing?
Yeah, so it's, I still think it's a pyramid scheme was the name of the video by Pat Petrini. And I used to use that same program with my students when they had to create a video, but I wouldn't let them use the computer. I made them record their voice because it does sound like a robot. But anyway, in some of the points that I took away from the It's Not a Pyramid Scheme video was they said you are 5 times more likely to earn over $100,000 in network marketing than in any other traditional career. And you make more money from people using your products than recruiting them for the business. So that's why it's not a pyramid scheme. So those are my takeaways for that one.
Yeah, I just had you're creating a group of distributors and consumers that actually use the products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I think about when I think about, people calling it a pyramid scheme and stuff like that is like, I try to, it's like, if you really think about it, like every single one of us, we're at the very top. I mean, every single person that joins Young Living is at the top. Like if you, because it starts with you, and so everybody's at the top. I don't know. That makes sense.
And they did a cute example in the video. Like, she said, well, your organizational chart looks like a pyramid, which is why I think it's a pyramid scheme. And then he said, well, what does your organizational chart look like? And she was like, well, a pyramid. And what does your church organizational chart look like? Pyramid. And what is this pyramid? So like, I mean, that's the way that any organization is structured.
Right. Yeah. For my business, it looks like a pyramid, but I'm at the top.
Right.
Because it starts with me and then trickles down. But you're right under me, and yours looks like this too, but you're at the top.
Right. Exactly.
And Sherry, yours looks like this, but you're at the top. So.
Yeah. So those were good.
Plus, pyramid schemes are illegal once again in the U.S. So.
Yeah.
Illegal. And a pyramid scheme, I think by definition, is just when you order products and they don't come. So we've never had an order not show up. And if we've had an order, I did have those starter kits that didn't come. And I just called and they sent me more. I mean, it was no questions asked. Hey, yeah, let me fix this. And so Young Living's been great about that. But so that was that part of the chapter. And then the next question, she wanted you to go through her chapter. And I found 3 out of the 4. But so she said, I'm going to have you do a few outline exercises because it's good for your soul. Finish these thoughts right out of the game plan book. And so I found the first one. Never once have I sold a Young Living starter kit And then she also said, never once have I felt salesy. So those were her 2 on the never once have I. Sherry, did you find any of these?
I filled them all in. I don't know if they're correct or not.
What
I had the same ones for the never once have I.
Okay.
And then the 2 things you need, I have passion and compassion.
Yep, I found, those are the ones I found too.
Yeah. You don't need to become an expert.
Mm-hmm. And I also had on that one, you don't need to become a certified aromatherapist. She said both.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which is good. I mean, you don't, and that, I mean, a certified aromatherapist would be an expert. And then I didn't get the trick one. What is that one?
I don't know if it was the right answer, but I put trying to be everything to the people you're trying to educate.
Okay.
Because it said the trick isn't, so you shouldn't try to be that person. But you should be more of giving them resources to find what they need.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I just was looking for the wording and I couldn't.
Yeah, no, I couldn't find it.
Yeah. So yeah, point them to resources for sure. Okay, cool. All right, once we get on to the next page, that's when it started going into chapter 8, I felt like. But she did want to know the 8 steps to a Facebook event. And I just filled this in because we talked about creating a Facebook event last week.
Right.
So Sherry, what were your 8 steps?
Oh, well, let's see. Go to your Facebook page. Then you go to the more under your profile picture. Then go to events, and then set up a private event and fill in your info and with your photo and a location and description that's FDA compliant. Then invite people and ask them to invite 50 people. Then once you get someone that has invited some people, then you need to thank them and then market the event before it happens. So those were the steps I had.
Absolutely. I had all those same ones as well. So, yeah, I'm looking in the book too. I'm kind of cross-referencing to see if there's anything that they kind of skipped over. So she talked a little bit about why choose Young Living. And I think this is a good section because I've had a lot of people recently, actually, I think I was telling you, Jenny, but my roommate from college messaged me and she was saying, hey, I've been talking to a doTERRA rep and I know that you've talked to me about Young Living, but I really don't know the difference in the 2 companies and I'm kind of trying to do some research on that. And so I sent her the videos on Seed to Seal. And so I think a lot of people have that question, like, I mean, I had that question, which company is the best? I don't know. And the only reason I came with Young Living was because I knew Jenny. And I thought, well, at least, and I didn't even really know you. I just knew of you. And I thought, well.
You knew me through a friend.
Yeah, we had a mutual friend. And so I thought, okay, well, you know, we're just going to give this a shot and at least I'll have somebody to talk to if I have questions.
Yeah.
But if you know somebody in each company, then yeah. Oh, Kirsten just sent us a message saying it's not letting her log on. Jenny, will you message her?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure she's using the link that's in Bootcamp in the little thing that I just
in the message.
Yeah. So then also she said that it's the best pure company and it's a pioneer. So for us to say it's the only, that's going to lead people astray and make people think that we're kind of shooting smoke. But it is the best one. And
well, I feel like it's the only one that really is set apart from all the others because of Seed to Seal.
Right.
So,
yeah,
somebody with another company, I don't know what they say, that's really legit. But I mean, we have a legit story that sets us apart. It's a background and a past and a history that makes us unique.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
It talks about the distillation methods and how Gary Young is the one that's come up with all of this, and his distilleries are being copied all over the world, and they're distilled at the correct temperature, at the peak harvest, without chemicals. They're hand weeded, the integrity throughout the whole process, being a totally transparent company. Those are all really, really big things. So I thought that was good. So that takes us, oh no, it doesn't. We already talked about those.
Well, and I remember that there was this one quote that was highlighted in the book a couple of chapters before that Sarah said, young living is a mathematical certainty because the oils work. And it's just that simple.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
So the next couple of assignments that were in this chapter, it was a lot. I mean,
it was a lot.
This was a really long homework assignment.
Oh, snap. I'm glad I didn't try to tackle it.
Yeah.
The kids are on spring break.
Oh, wow.
And we just moved. I'm like, this is all working against me for boot camp. I was lucky to get my Bible study done today. And actually, I didn't even get 100% of that done, but
yeah,
I have to do that before boot camp. So, but I'm going to catch up for sure. It's a point.
It is. It's a process. But so they went into some of the marketing strategies, the 9 steps to holding an online class, vendor events, and all of that is in the next chapter. But one thing that I have been doing is making my list.
Wow, you really did.
Yeah.
Are those all people?
These are all people that are not using Young Living right now.
Okay.
And this is just looking at my phone contacts. This isn't even going into my Facebook contacts.
I was say, I don't think I even know that many people. But when I start writing them down,
You'd be surprised. I thought that too. Until we had to make that list in boot camp and Operation Silver. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I had pages of people, Facebook friends and people in my phone contacts. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still have Facebook to go through. So, I just really, oh gosh, I'm going to run out of room because I'm on my last page. But anyway, I'll just insert some pages. So that's kind of something that I thought was really important, especially when we're trying to reach out to people about hosting classes for us. But, okay, so something that I took away from Sarah's video that she did sometime last week on her Facebook page, someone asked her the question, when you do an event or when you do a class for someone that's hosting it for you, who gets the enrollment? And she said, if you are teaching the class and you're taking the time out of your schedule to go to their class, then you get the enrollment and they get the sponsor.
That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
And I've heard lots of different theories. What are you doing, baby? I have little kids hiding behind me.
I know all about it.
I'm by myself.
I know. I don't.
Dad's got the boys in there, so they are not hanging on me.
Yeah. Well, but anyway, so I thought that was really good because I've heard different theories on that, and I've heard people say, well, if they invite the people, then they should get the enrollment. But then I'm kind of thinking, what's the incentive for them to ever
What's
do
the incentive for them to do it? themselves.
And if I'm taking my time away from my family to help their team grow, then I should be compensated in some way. So I thought that was really good when she said that, and I just had to share it because I didn't know if y'all had seen that. But I know
that's good.
Yeah, that's probably a question that we were going to have when we kind of got closer to having those classes where other people were hosting them for us. So I've already advertised to a few people that that's what they're going to get, is they're keeping the enrollments. And so I'm obviously going to follow through with that for those. But for my next upcoming classes, I'm not going to do that. I will make sure that I'm the enroller and give them the spot.
I think that's good. I do.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
it's very fair.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's my little takeaway from tonight. But did anything else in the chapter stand out to you, Sherry? Did you highlight anything in particular?
Let's see. I did like her the little thing she mentioned about the 3 cabinet challenge that she does in her classes, where she tells people to go home and go through 3 cabinets and flip over the products and Google the ingredients. If you don't know what it is, you should not be using it. So
which now you could also say download the Think Dirty app.
Exactly.
And scan it.
Which I've been going through my house and scanning everything. So
I know, isn't it? It's like fun, but at the same time, like that stuff that you thought was a decent choice.
Exactly.
Actually, a terrible choice.
Yeah.
I could not even buy baby wipes at the store today because all of them were 7 or above.
Yeah.
At the grocery store. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend my money on that. So I'm going to try and make my own baby wipes. I'm going to follow Angie's.
Angie. She did the video.
Yeah, she sort of inspired me. I was like, well, that doesn't look too hard. I can just go out and get, some ingredients, and then that should last a long time. And I'll just make my own, and then I can feel good about it. Because I'm just done wasting money. I mean, I bought 2 things of those Myers dish soaps, and I'm like, it's trash to me. I'm not using that.
Yeah.
So
I know.
It's like frustrating. But at the same time, I'm really thankful for that app, because it's really been eye-opening for a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a good tool for us as well, because when we're talking to people about it, they can't say, you just want me to buy your product. That is a completely independent company from us. Like, it has nothing to do with Young Living at all, but it's validating the products that you're using is just not as good for you as you think it is. So I thought that was really good. And then something else that stood out to me is that you need to meet people where they are, because we're way farther on our journey after using oils and all of the Young Living products for a lot longer. And so she said, meet them on their journey without judgment, with passion, and walk them through. Be silent and listen to them, and then you'll know where that place is. And so I think that's a really, really good advice, is to just listen to people where they are and then figure out how to help them.
Yeah. I really like the section about how you don't have to be an expert, because that was part of my thing. Like, well, I haven't used them enough to know what to tell people, but you just
honestly, people don't like experts in this business. Like, they just want to be able to relate with you, and you're like, I like it, it's working for me. That's enough. That is enough for people. And I find the less you talk, the more interested they are.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really like, wow, the less I try to, I mean, they're just going to come in your house and see it, and they're going to ask questions. Now it just naturally happens.
Yes. Yeah, I've had that happen actually, like with at work. I've carried my Thieves cough drops in my purse, and I've passed them out to people, and they're like,
Yeah.
these really help. Can I see the package? I'm like, sure. So doing stuff like that. But yeah, but I feel good not knowing I have to know everything about every oil. And
Nope.
Yeah, so that helped me a lot.
Yeah. The important thing in our business is knowing what resources are good, and that way you can share it with people so that they can do their own research. And so one of the things that Jenny and I have really been doing over the past, however long it's been since convention, when we decided to combine our group into one Joyfully Infused, is we've been looking at all the resources that we really like and that we've used and we feel are credible, and we put them on the Joyfully Infused website. So there are a lot of books on there that are linked and good websites. So hopefully, that can just be a resource, a very easy resource for you to share with people.
Right.
And I always have a tab open in my phone with Joyfully Infused open. And that way,
that's a good idea.
I always have it open. And that way, if somebody asks a question about, seed to seal, boom, copy that link.
Yeah, that's really good.
And, I think it's just in my head because I'm always updating Joyfully Infused, so I kind of know backwards and forwards what's on it. But I think that's something good that all of us could do, because number one, that link is going to take them to the website, so they get familiar with our website, and then hopefully looking at one thing will lead to kind of browsing through something else, and you just never really know where that will lead. But so I thought that was really good. And then she mentioned third-party validation, just leading people to other resources, and how, gosh, I'm getting so many messages.
Your phone is blowing up.
Oh, what is up? I need to
Kirsten hadn't messaged back yet.
I'm talking to Mackenzie while we're doing this, so it's like,
is that you, Sherry?
Yeah.
Like somebody's phone blowing up.
I think it's mine. Like 4 messages at once. I just put it on vibrate, but anyway, so yeah, pointing them to good resources is key. And she said, rely on experts to train your team, empower people to do their own research, and lead them to the right resources. That's the secret to growing a team. Allow your leaders to see a clear, simple path to follow in your footsteps. And I think that's really important because, if people think something is too hard and too complicated, they're not going to do it, whether it's using the oils or doing the business or anything like that. We just have to make it look super easy. So something else that I highlighted later on in the chapter was, I think it was about the section where people were complaining, saying, oh, well, people come to your class because you're a certified aromatherapist. And she said, actually, I still have no-shows and low shows. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and do better marketing. Get more personal with your invites. Talk to them individually and build a relationship. People come to your classes and sign up because they trust you, not because you have a title.
I agree with that. Yeah, I really agree with that. Especially the personal thing, like just being personal instead of, doing the Facebook event and then maybe like tagging a bunch of people in the comment or something. Yeah. Like call them, or if you see them at church, like go up to them and talk to them. Or, if you're into the messaging and texting and stuff like that, but do it personally just for them. Or like the voice text, that I love that. Anyway you can't,
that makes it a lot more personal, the voice text. I like that.
Yeah, because they can hear your voice, and it just feels more personal. But yeah, it makes a big difference, I think, in how you invite people. Yeah, it makes them feel special if you personally reach out to them and say, hey, I would really love for you to be at this class. I'm doing this class. And they've
said that over and over, how important it is to make sure that everything that you say is all about the other person.
Yeah.
It's not come to my class. I think that you need to get this. No, I think it needs to be more personalized.
Yeah. Come and learn how essential oils can benefit you and help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think all of those things were good, but that's kind of where we are in the chapter so far. So tonight, or I guess tomorrow night, we'll be talking about more specifics into the different types of classes and events that you can host, which is, I guess, partially some of the homework from today will really go with tomorrow's chapter. So they're I guess it's a lot of duplicate information. Not really duplicate, I guess. It's just it's split between the chapters in the workbook, not in the actual book. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's that. So, Kirsten just texted. It's saying something about a connection error. It could be your internet, she said. So. Anyway, well, awesome. Do you guys have anything that you want to share? Something that's been a struggle or a challenge or a victory or anything like that? What's the update on y'all's classes?
I'll go first. I created my Facebook event with the description and everything. It's ready to go, but I'm going to wait 3 weeks before the class happens because it's going to be on Saturday, April 21st. Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, April 21st. Friday. Anyways, April 21st. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I want to do it 3 weeks out. So that's when I'll launch it and start inviting friends and all that. I'm still trying to figure out how many to invite. Lindsay, you threw out a statistic that said something about for every certain amount of people that you invite, you can kind of guesstimate on how a certain percentage would actually come.
Yeah.
What was
they said typically less than half will come if you personally invite them.
Okay.
Just life happens and
oh yeah.
So that
you think about birthday parties and stuff like that. I mean,
I can't remember what the sequencing was. It talked about if you invite, I don't know, let me throw random numbers out. If you invite 20 people to your class, then 10 will actually show and 2 might buy a starter kit. So if you want to increase your numbers, you have to increase your attendance. And I can't say that at the beginning, my sales rate was a lot higher than that, but
it was like
100% at the beginning, but it hasn't been in my last couple of classes. It's been consistent. I've had plenty of people that have come to class and not bought anything, but that's probably my fault. I think in the beginning, my classes, and maybe Sherry, you could give a testimony. What made you at my class want to buy?
Or what made you come in the
Well, the reason I came was because I had been following Lindsay's story on Facebook, because she would, just put it out there for people to read and how the oils were helping John David. And I was like, well, maybe they can help some of Mackenzie's issues. So that's why we went. And then
personal testimony. So Lindsay doing personal testimony. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it just, I felt like I could relate to that. So then when we were actually at the class, I was like, well, I think the best way for us to do this is just do it and get the kit and just see what happens. Cause that's what you got the most, you got all those oils. So you could try lots of things at one time there. So yeah. So that's why we just jumped on in and did that.
Yeah, I feel like at the beginning, for sure at the beginning, my classes weren't compliant because I didn't know about compliance. So I was saying straight up.
They were good though. We were throwing out all kinds of testimonies.
I was, and I could be very real with my testimonies and But I also think that I was a lot more bold at the end with my closing. Like, seriously, you need to have these. These are amazing. And for whatever reason, something shifted and I became more timid with my close. And it was more like, okay, well, yeah, so that's how we use our oils. And, if you think it's something that would be good for your family, then just let me know. I can help you get started. And it wasn't as, this is something you need to do today. This is a really good buy and you need this for your family. And this is why. And so I don't know why that changed for me. You would think you'd get better as you go, but
I remember there was at some point something started just to make you really nervous. I think it was when we started learning about compliance and Operation Silver Bootcamp.
Yeah.
I remember you messaging me and you were like, I don't know. I've got to change my entire script.
I did.
You were it really set you back.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can see where that would mess you up after you've had so many classes, like just speaking freely about how they helped you. And then you have to go change the whole thing. Yeah, that would be intimidating.
Yeah. And I mean, I think everybody in Young Living struggled with it, for a long time. I mean, everybody, it's been a really hot topic.
Well, there are leaders right now that say that they haven't done a class since compliance changed.
Right.
I mean, because they had already started building their business and were on their way. And so that ended it for them as far as continuing to do the classes. They shifted more to investing in their leaders and that kind of role in their team. But compliance did kind of throw everybody for a loop. And when I learned about it in boot camp, that really did. You're right. That's probably exactly where my shift came, because then I kind of was like, oh, I don't know what to say. And I wanted to say so many things.
It made you self-conscious about everything you said.
Yeah, because before I didn't even think about it. Like you said, Sherry, whatever we experienced, I would share it, and I would share it freely and confidently, because I could say, this worked for me. I have proof. Look at my kids.
Right.
And I was very passionate about that. So having a closing that is compelling and honest is very helpful for me, I think, at this point, because that's where I'm losing people, because now I've learned how to share compliantly. And I've tweaked my testimony and everything to fit that, but I still somehow struggle at the end.
And are you planning to use Sarah's closing? You like Sarah's close? Yeah. So that's so nice. It's just laid right out for you. It's a strong close, and it's what people want to hear, and it's the truth, and it's effective.
Yeah. So I can't wait to use that. But and now I've gotten one of the bonus homework assignments from the workbook was to record yourself doing your story on your phone. Just record it and kind of use the script if you want to do more. But ultimately, start with a 3-minute video, critique yourself, look at it, kind of think about where your stumbling blocks were, how you were, I guess, what your body language was saying while you were giving your presentation, and then ultimately work up to doing an entire class that you can upload to either YouTube or Vimeo using the Gameplan script. And so I've done the whole script using.
What's the plan to do, or to Facebook? Or
what?
Well,
so you'll have an online class.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that when you're ready to do a Facebook class, you can have an online class already together. You're ready to go.
Okay.
And that's what I did with my other, the toxin-free home class that I did on Facebook. Nobody came to that. It wasn't really meant for that. I didn't market that class well at all, which, by the way, on the marketing front, this scent share thing that I'm using is amazing.
Really?
I love it. because I have already forgotten a million times I'm not even thinking about those classes that I have coming up, especially the one this weekend. And I've gone in there and all those posts are there. People are commenting on it. And I just really like it because I don't have to worry about it.
Awesome.
That's been helpful for me because that is
and
not.
Which class are you doing this weekend?
This is the Itovi class on Saturday.
The Itovi class. And who all do you have some people coming yet?
There's 6 people confirmed coming on Facebook, 6 maybes, and I have at least 3 others outside of Facebook that are saying they're going to come to class.
And how much are you going to charge for your non-ER members?
$10.
Okay. And like per person or per family?
They've seen it. Jenny has an Itovi. John David wants me to show you the Itovi.
The Itovi is awesome. I scanned all 3 kids in Matt last night.
Yes.
It's so quick and easy.
This is what it looks like.
And I can't believe the results that came up. I mean,
me either. Yeah.
It seems pretty spot on for some things that I've been noticing with the kids, especially.
Yeah.
The oils. Like Evie has been dealing with our pet's death. Colby and Madison, they both died in the fall. Our dog and cat within 3 weeks of each other. And all of her oils came up as spiritual oils, like Believe. I mean, she has not dealt with it at all. And then Ethan came up with Trauma Life, and he's our very sensitive one that cries a lot. That was his first one, was Trauma Life. And Lindsay Gavin came up with Trauma Life, and he is 6, right?
Yes.
But I'm thinking it's because they're going through this like emotional stage where they're trying to learn how to deal with emotions and stuff.
Well, and Gavin had some issues last year in preschool.
Oh.
I think may have affected him too. So I'm wondering if that's.
It's so interesting. Anyways, I'm totally ordering that oil.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's back in stock. And then
so
Emmett came up with Shootron as his first one. He's our 3-year-old. Shootron. So I was rubbing that Shootron beard oil on his feet last night. I'm like, what? Feelings of masculinity at 3. Hey, if it helps him.
It's male confidence, though. So maybe it's not so much masculinity, but maybe it's a confidence thing. So
yeah, maybe he needs that. Yeah, true. Anyways, I love it. I'm just so excited about everybody getting scanned.
Yes,
it's so neat.
Weekend, Saturday, and I actually had another one of our members ask if she could bring somebody because she knows somebody that really needs oils, and she loves her oils. So anyway, I'm excited.
Cool.
All right, guys, we're less than a minute, so say goodbye so that we don't get cut off.
Bye. See y'all later.
All right, bye.